watch and burn.
Hey everybody, so tonight I am looking to discuss Heather Donahue's journals from the Blair Witch Project. In the movie, we see at one point early on when she's discussing the books that she's taking with her, the book that has the incident at Coffin Rocks in there, the pocket guide to surviving the forest or whatever it was, because you never know, like she says. And then you see a shot of her, I believe, her journals in that part of the movie at least. Seen the movie 10,000 times, and suddenly I can't remember if her journal's in the shot that I'm discussing. But anyways, I'm pretty sure it is, and that's what I'm here to discuss. I'll keep this brief. The biggest revelation in her journals is that she's been communicating with Ellie Kedward this whole time, and at one point, she actually says that she hopes that Ellie shows up just to sort of liven things up and keep things exciting and interesting while they're out there. So there's that, which I know a lot of people felt that that totally put a whole new spin on her confession at the end when she's apologizing to Josh's mom and Mike's mom and my mom, you know? When she's apologizing to all of their mothers, a lot of people felt that that sort of put a whole new twist on that, like I said a second ago, where it was like, how apologetic can she be? Because there she was sort of communicating with the Blair Witch, hoping that the Blair Witch would show up. And they're sort of like, makes her apologetic a little less sincere. And I was thinking to myself, no, just because she was communicating with the witch doesn't mean that she thought for a second that she was actually going to show up. I mean, Heather was like 22 or 23 at the time. She was young, and people make mistakes well, old people make mistakes too, but you tend to make a ton of mistakes when you're young. So I don't really know if it was fair for her to catch that level of like vitriol regarding it. Like, the other thing though that she does point out in this, and it makes it very explicit, is that she did take one of the Blair Witch stick figure things that's in the background here. She admits to taking one of those, and that is touched upon in the movie briefly, where Josh, I believe, is filming Heather. He's getting mad at her, and he's like, you're still making fucking movies. And he's like, she was leaving trinkets everywhere. You took one of them. And that is mentioned, like I said, in the movie, but in her journal, it is made abundantly clear that she grabbed one of the stick figure things from that part of the Blair Witch where they end up in, like, I don't really know what to call that place, where those stick figure things that are behind me here, there's a million of them everywhere. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, sort of like that's the Blair Witch's church or whatever. Probably a really bad way of describing it. But nevertheless, she takes one of the stick figures at that point in the movie, and it is confirmed very much in the journals that she did it. She also jokes about having sex. At one point, she says how she'd love to have a bath, she'd love like to have a meal, and she was like, a little nookie wouldn't be bad either. So I don't know if the joke was made about having sex with Mike and Josh, because I know she was dating somebody in the movie. And then that also gets me thinking about the witch, the Wiccan chick in the second movie. I can't remember her name. She says, she makes a joke about it. She's like, there they are. Like, they could have sex, which is like the best stress reliever in the world, and they don't do it. So then in her journals, when she does sort of signal out to wanting to have sex, I was never entirely sure if she just meant in general, like with her boyfriend back home, or if she was alluding to having sex with Mike and Josh because they are kind of in a desperate situation. I'm not really sure about that. She really likes Mike and Josh. She discusses that at length here and there throughout the journal, how much she likes them and how much she feels like things are really going to work out and how they seem like they're going to be a good crew to help her make her movie, blah, blah, blah. She does also discuss how she doesn't want to get in between all the boy bonding, and she knows how because they're boys and she's a girl that she's not going to be able to sort of break through their defenses and get like be part of the inner boy circle because she's a girl. So she refers to that as boy bonding. I keep hearing things again. But yeah, I may or may not be throwing up shots of her journal this whole time. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. The problem is the reproduction that I have that was in the Blair Witch dossier, they're kind of small. So I'll do a test run. If you see them up here, it worked. If you don't, it didn't. And that's it. I'm getting out of here. So you guys are amazing. Don't forget to let me know if you think Heather sort of asked for everything that happened to them in the Blair Witch by communicating with Ellie Kedward. I most certainly don't think she did. I just think she was a little young and a little dumb. But yeah, don't forget to put it in the comments. But most importantly, never forget that you guys kick ass. I'm getting out of here. Have a good night.